Sanam. Hello, happy Saturday. Good to see you guys. I just text in, I don't often think to do this, but since I saw a couple of people chat in before I went live, I was like, oh, I might as well put the mantras into the text field. So there you have it. We're going to be working with, hi Elizabeth, I'm glad you're here today. We're going to be working with two mantras today. We're going to be working with the Laya Yoga Mantra, Ekonkara Satanama Siriwa He Guru. And we're going to be working with the Pavan Guru Mantra, Pavan Pavana Pavana Pavana, Para Pavan Guru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavan Guru. It's kind of a, hi Paul Davies, it's kind of a tongue twister, but in a good way. I think one of the wonderful things that these mantras do for us is if we can surrender the thinking mind that wants to capture these mantras, that wants to conquer these mantras, and we allow the mantras to come in and we can start to resonate with the vibration that they create, then we start to align with the sound current as opposed to trying to capture something like the mind always tries to do. Which one do you love? I think, Elizabeth, you're referencing the Laya Yoga Mantra that you love. I'm glad. Oh, wait, no, you told me on email. It's the Pavan Guru Mantra. Well, great. Good to see a handful of you on. A couple administrative details that I need to get out of the way before we get started. Yogi Tunes, all the music that I play, I run through and make sure that is on Yogi Tunes. It's an app that makes use of copyrighted music by the artists that I kind of help guide the class through with. Their music is so key. Hi, Brookie. Their music is so key in helping us get into that space and getting into the vibration and aligning with the sound current. So music is very powerful and important in Kundalini Yoga. We meet here every Saturday on YouTube at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern to practice Kundalini Yoga together, to meditate, to chant, and to just raise our vibrational frequency and carry that energy into our lives. If you find that you get a lot of benefit from participating with me on Saturdays, you can actually practice with me all week long on my platform on my website called Yoga Club. I do 2 live vinyasa classes a week and 2 live Kundalini yoga classes a week. I also make the videos of all those classes accessible to the majority of the membership packages that are offered. And you can join me either by joining as a member at very affordable rates, or you can also jump into drop-in classes. Every one of those classes that I make available live are also available for drop-in, not only just membership. And this is a really powerful month energetically, you guys. December is out of control as far as tightening up and making use of all this, what maybe has seemed like chaotic energy for the year 2020. We have upcoming our second eclipse of the eclipse season. It's going to be our solar eclipse on Monday. And I'm going to be holding a special live Kundalini class at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. You can come in to drop in for that. If you're on my email list, you've already received notifications. If you go to my website, go to Looney.com and you go into the Yoga Club section. You scroll all the way down to where it says drop-in classes, and that's where you can find the drop-in classes for not only this upcoming solar eclipse class, which is going to give us the opportunity to clear some of these energies and make ourselves open and available for the transformations that are about to take place. Moving then into the following Monday, which is our winter solstice. And we have a special winter solstice class on Monday available under your membership or for drop-in. And this is a very special winter solstice. And I'm sure everyone says this every winter, myself probably included, but the reality is astrologically speaking, we have an occurrence happening that's going to change the course of the next 200 years. Jupiter and Saturn go conjunct at 0 degrees on the same day. Jupiter and Saturn are the biggest planets, aside from the ones that we can see, or celestial bodies aside from the ones that we can see, like the sun and the moon and the earth. These 2 planets have such a powerful effect on our karma, on our dharma, on our personalities. These are big, governing, slow-moving planets that affect us very powerfully. So we're going to be working with that energy in the winter solstice class and priming ourselves energetically, emotionally, spiritually to make best use of this energy. And then the third and most kind of fun and exciting and celebratory class that we'll have will be on Thursday, December 24th. I'll be holding a really special Christmas Eve yoga celebration at 7 a.m. on Christmas Eve day. So we're going to be chanting. We're going to really tap into that spirit of gratitude, of generosity, of giving, which that Christ consciousness calls in here. So there's the special classes coming up. You could go to caralooney.com under my yoga club classes section, scroll down and you'll see all the drop-in class options, or, sign up for a membership. It's often cheaper that way to get a monthly membership with me than it is to actually regularly drop into classes. So just do the math on that one, and it may work in your favor to just register for a membership. Let's see, if you'd like to donate to today's class, it's not required, but it's always appreciated if you find benefit from the work that we do here on Saturdays, or this class speaks to you in a very powerful way. Energy exchanges are always appreciated. You can make donation through PayPal under my email address, caralooneyyoga@gmail.com. You can also find me on Square Cash and on Zelly. Let's see, we got Dan. Hello. Hi, Dan. Hi, Howard. Hi, Kathleen O'Hara. Good to have you back. So today we have a really fun class. We're going to be working on destiny. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Oh, just on the off chance, I say this every once in a while. Sometimes I forget to say this. On the off chance, if our live stream gets cut short, just jump right back onto my YouTube channel. I'll initiate another live stream. Sometimes that has happened to me maybe once or twice, and people have tried in the past to click onto the link that was sent to them through email, and that link, if we get kicked off, would not work anymore. So you just have to come back onto my page. And hopefully that won't happen. Chances are it will not. But if it does, we're prepared. All right. Good to have you here, Kathleen O'Hara. Nice to see you. So for those of you who are on this next 40-day journey with me, we started last Wednesday, and we're working with the Vayanti mantra, calling on connecting more deeply to our intuition, which is really a key element in all of these transformations that are taking place during this month with this solar eclipse, with this winter solstice. And my next 40-day meditation will be taking place probably toward the middle to the end of January. So we'll be in 2021 very soon, believe it or not. And hopefully with it, it brings a whole new energy that takes us out of this COVID chaos. All right, I'm going to slide back and let's get started. My speaker's on. Honey's buried herself under the pillows, I can see. Those pillows were organized before I started class, and now they're all askew. So she must be in a little fort under there, which is kind of cute. All right, coming into a cross-leg position. As I mentioned, today we're going to be working with allowing our soul's destiny to unfold. And I'll get into detail on that a little bit more once I step into the Dharma talk. But first things first, let's drop the shoulders down and away. Close the eyes. Let's take a few long, soothing, patient breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. This is going to calm the nervous system. This is going to stimulate the vagus nerve to relax. And when we close the eyes, we withdraw the senses in a way that allows everything to turn inward. And it's through inward reflection and inward work that the outward experience of our life and our interactions start to change. We need to work that foundational level of our being first, access that, heal that, understand that. And then through that work, our divinity, our truth, starts to radiate out into our being and clear the lens through which we perceive. Let's take one more full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then bring the hands into the heart center. We tune in with our sacred mantra in Kundalini Yoga. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. We're calling on the high self. We're calling on that living spirit, that living energy within us, that consciousness, that witness. We're calling on that to step forward. And then we tune in with the Mangalucharan mantra, a mantra of protection, a mantra of surrender. Let's start tuning in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. 3 times through. Here we go. Deep inhale through the nose, eyes at third eye center. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Arengre Name Jugarengre Name Saintengre Name Sri Gurudev Name. Arengre Name Jugarengre Name Saintengre Name Sri Gurudev Name. Arengre Name Jugarengre Name Saintengre Name Sri Gurudev Name. Full deep breath in through the nose. Root lock, big belly, third eye focus. And exhale, release. Well, it's your choice. If I were taking class, I would be closing my eyes just because I love just listening really intently, allowing my ears to take in everything, deeper meaning, all those things. So if I were participating in class, which I rarely get the opportunity to do, my eyes would be closed, my hands would be in Gyan Mudra, but that's just me. Sometimes people learn and really absorb well by keeping their eyes open. And so I invite you to do that if that works best for you. I'm here teaching every Saturday. As you are here participating, maybe not every Saturday, but you're here with me today, here on Saturdays. And many of you used to practice with me in studio in the good old days when that used to happen. And we've transferred over into this beautiful online platform, whether you're practicing here with me on YouTube or whether you're practicing with me on Yoga Club, on my website, or both, right? I am here, and many of you are also here practicing with the technology of Kundalini Yoga because it nurtures a call to connect to a more spiritual aspect of life, to derive purpose from spiritual connection and inward reflection. That's why we're here, right? Maybe you participated by accident once, which is how I got into Kundalini yoga, by accident, or whether something about the description or you were referred to it by somebody else, but something keeps you coming. And it's because I think, at least for myself, and I don't want to speak for you, and I'm open to your comments, it allows us to access some part of our being that goes otherwise unacknowledged or unexperienced. These days, many feel drawn to less religious dogma and ideologies and have more of a magnetism towards spiritual, mystical, and ancient and shamanic practices. Magnetized toward them to assist them in awakening something within themselves that is hard to explain but is eager to be expressed. Throughout history, human existence has been focused on what we think we need to do in order to succeed and reach highest potential. As we now evolve into this new age, we start to realize, oftentimes through the help of ancient texts, yogic practices, and spiritual connection, that the key to connecting to our highest success and potential, i.e. our destiny, has much less to do with doing and way more to do with being. Less to do with what it is I need to do to succeed, and more to do with how do I need to be to succeed. Our highest potential starts with our being, not our doing. Once the being is established in high order, then the doing can begin. Destiny is not the absence of free will. Destiny is an experience of high alignment when free will chooses the soul's direction in exchange for any urging of the low order self. Destiny allows our dharmic path to unfold. Professor and philosopher George Steiner spoke beautifully of destiny by explaining that in high alignment, will is the operational side of spirit. Spirit and will are partners in a mutual process operating beyond the normal sensory and rational workings of consciousness. The human soul, which is born of spirit, yields insights of surpassing importance, while the will provides the drive to act. This all operates beautifully when we partake in practices like yoga, like meditation, like chanting, that keep us in communication with and enable regular access to the soul. Soul is equal to a personalized divine spirit, right? Think of spirit as the collective consciousness of divinity. And the soul is the embodied expression of that divine spirit. It's the microcosm of the larger macrocosm of divinity. The will then acts in alignment with that high power of the soul born of divine spirit. Then our soul's destiny begins to unfold. Dharma begins to unfold. This is why a personal sadhana, a daily spiritual practice, is so important and so powerful when you really want to align with high order. However, when we do not make a regular practice of connecting to the subtle aspects of our soul, the will then becomes governed by the lower aspects of the self. The ego, the false self, the craving and the resistant self, the fearful self, the self that lives in the past and anticipates the future, the self that's angry, that's jealous, that's greedy, that's rageful, that's lustful, that's stuck in control of by the senses. Okay? The ancient yogis believed in a universal law, that during our lifetime, we will encounter the opportunity to live our soul's destiny. The question then remains, which perspective will our will be aligned with when those opportunities arise? If we are in connection with the soul, by way of our daily practice, by way of our regular yogic meditative practice, the will can then act on these opportunities in alignment with high order. If we are in absence of soul connection and driven by the low self, we will be driven by the will's alignment with the lower self and thus live out karma instead of dharma. And I have some chicken scratch notes here that say, this is why shadow work is so important. Shadow work is the exploring the darker aspects of ourself, the darker aspects of our psyche, the self-destructive aspects of ourselves, that in us which rejects the light. Exploration of the shadow allows for healing. Rejection of the shadow perpetuates suffering. So today, a lot of the work, actually all of the work that we're going to do is going to be aligning ourselves with the high self and doing physical work that helps us align the will with the high order, right? The part of ourselves that is driven to act. From which foundational point will we act? And this is what the Kriya work and our final closing meditation that's going to make use of our weekly mantra today is going to help us do. All right, so let's start with our warm-up, our spinal warm-up. We begin with Sufi circles. Let me turn on my speaker.
Battery 30%.
We begin with Sufi circles that help ground our lowest energy center, that help us open up the central energy of the spine and release any tension in the hips, the low back, upper back, and in the neck. So please close the eyes. Draw them up to third eye center. And let's start rolling through a very sensual expression of Sufi circles, getting the heart, getting the neck, getting the shoulders, getting the head involved. Everything is aligning with this vibration, with the breath, with the movement. Keeping those eyes closed, connecting inward. Letting the breath guide the movement. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's go for 4 more in this direction. Inhale, hold center. And let's reverse the direction. Inhale forward, exhale back. Connecting yourself to the earth, feeling those drums, that rhythm that connects you to the earth. Let's go for 4 more. And then hold center. Let's spinal flex forward and back. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Shoulders are moving, as you can see. I draw the shoulders forward as I round my back and draw them back as I lift my heart. Inhale and exhale. Now, it may not be something you're immediately aware of, but on a subtler level, we are opening up the central channel of the spine. It runs up the length of the spine. It's an energy channel that is involved with our spiritual evolution, the awakening of our awareness and our higher consciousness. It's called, when activated, Kundalini rising. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift high, hands come onto the shoulders. Shoulders drop away from the ears. I inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. Opening up that central channel, rising the energy up into the heart center, the gateway between the earthly and the heavenly self. Inhale, exhale. Lift those hands up the shoulders, Gyan Mudra, opening the heart up a little bit further, stretching the elbows back, chest expands, lung capacity increases. Now reach those arms up 60 degrees, turning the chest and the face up to the sky. Reaching to that higher self, the higher vibrational frequency that aligns us in connection to the high chakras. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, center. And let's sweep through the energy field. Work sweeps from side to side. Lateral flexion through the spine. Continue. Let's play that song one more time. Moving a little slower than I anticipated, but that's okay. Really stretch and reach. Think about moving your hands and your fingers through that energy field. And this is not anything you need to imagine because it doesn't exist. It only needs to be imagined because it's subtle beyond our ability to perceive. But it is there. So bring it into your realm of perception. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, hinge and bow forward, and let's come on to tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Little cat-cow action to continue moving that pranic life force energy through the central channel of the spine. I'm going to inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round, tuck and dome. Here we go. Have those eyes directed up to that point between the eyebrows, stimulating hypothalamus, pituitary, and pineal glands, activating glands of the high brain, the midbrain, actually. Inhale, exhale. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round, tuck and dome. Spread those fingers wide. Let's please curl the toes under, press back into downward dog. Shake that head loose. Just want to get you guys a little bit open into the legs before we move. Let's take that right leg, sweep it up high. Ground through that left heel. Please bend the right knee and then turn the belly to the left side of the room, or the right side of the room rather. Stretching through hip flexor and quad. One more breath. And exhale, bring it down. Left leg rises high. Round through that right heel. Let's bend the knee. Open the hip. One more breath. Around the leg. Let's take the knees out to the side, heels together, and let's come back seated. Child's pose. Forehead to the ground, palms together. Just breathe into the ribs. Take a moment in presence here. Letting the thoughts go. Connecting to the energy of the earth. That which supports you. It is our most tangible metaphor in reality of stability and groundedness. But as all things, even the earth changes, the stability of the earth. Our only real foundation is in that all things change. Let's rise up. Seated, cross-leg position. Did my dog do that? She's so funny today. All right. We're going to start with a mantra meditation. We're going to move into our Kriya, and then we're going to end with a mantra meditation after Savasana. So lots of chanting today for those of you who are fans of chanting like myself. This is going to help us project our destiny, right? So when the high self, when we are aligned in spirit, when we're connected to our soul's urging, the will can then align with that. And then as we align our will with our soul, it then comes in through the projection of our being. It's in our auric field. Every part of ourselves, even on the subtle levels of energy, in the clarity of our eyes and the contemplation of our words and the use of words, all of this is in service of high order. This is a meditation that helps us connect the mind, body, soul into one vibrational effect, into that connection of high order. It also says here that all glands and the rate of breath are affected. So this is going to have some modification on the breath, which in essence makes it a pranayama as well. And it affects glandular secretions within the body. So we start to create a chemical, a natural chemical composition within our body that facilitates this process of connection to divine order. The soul is the main governing aspect. The body, everything within around the soul is in service to it, right? So we were here in order to express the divine will of the soul. And so even if you think about it, glandular secretions, when they're expressed in balance, are also serving to allow the body to act out in alignment with divine and high order. So we're going to interlace our fingers. Nice Venus lock. And the thumbs are going to be kind of expressed up. And both of the thumbnails are going to be facing towards your eyes. And this mantra, most of the time we practice with our eyes closed. This is one of the few times that we're going to practice with the eyes open. And instead of looking at the camera, I ask you to stare very intently at your two thumbnails as we chant this sacred mantra. We call it the Laya Yoga mantra. Ekonkara Satnama Siriwa Hey Guru. Okay, translation. Creator and creation are one. This is our true identity. The ecstasy of the experience is beyond measure. Okay, I put the mantra in the text field. It's the first mantra I've referenced there. Ekonkara Satnama Siriwa Hey Guru. Okay, there's that kind of upward inflection at the end. And when you express that upward inflection, pull in the navel center, pull up root lock. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Guru. And what we're doing here is we're kind of moving energy up, up. Okay? Vitas lock, thumbs facing you. Eyes are at third eye. Oh, sorry. Eyes are at the thumbs. Force of habit. Eyes are open, staring at the thumbs, shoulders down and away. Very fixated gaze. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Guru. 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 Stay in it, guys. Stare at those thumbs so intently that they just stop becoming thumbs and they're just something very mysterious. They become unrecognizable. Siddhiwa Hey Guru. Ekonkara Satnama 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 Siddhiwa Hey Guru. Four more. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Guru. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Guru. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Guru. Ekonkara Satnama Siddhiwa Hey Suspend the breath, relax third eye. Close those eyes. Exhale. Again, inhale. Relax, big belly, third eye. Exhale, relax. In a meditative space. With a meditative gaze at the third eye center. A few long deep breaths. I find it really interesting when you stare. For example, if you stare in the mirror for a long period of time, the face starts to morph into something you don't recognize. Sort of the fact of this meditation on the thumbs, they start to change into something unrecognizable. And I find this is a really beautiful mechanism to reset our lens of perception. And it quite easily transforms what we think we know and how we think we know things to be and how they are very structured and solid as they are. And then upon further expanded exploration, things start to change in a way that we can't explain and don't understand. And it's very cleansing, resetting to our perceptions. It creates a sense of spiritual humility, challenging what we think we know about all things. Coming into this Kriya set, I love this Kriya set. I use it, pretty regularly, meaning, 3-4 times a year, maybe even a little bit more. It's a good one. It's kind of like Surya Kriya or something like that. It's a really wonderful Kriya that is something to revisit and again, cleanse the lens of perception. Arms come out to the side. There's going to be powerful heart-opening exercises, these first 2, and then the second 2 move down into the lower centers, first, second, and third chakra. It's going to be pumping a breath of fire as you move the arms. So the breath of fire is that rhythmic breathing through the nose, which allows my belly to move in and out. It involves a very strong use of the diaphragm. And my arms are going to be coming in and out as if think of just energy lines, unseen lines of energy stretching out and then contracting right back into the heart. And as you can imagine, in the realm of energy science, such a movement is very powerful in clearing and expressing the energy of the heart out into the field around you. Okay, so here we go. Eyes are at third eye center. Powerful energy in the hands here. Feel very rooted and grounded in the hips. Root lock is engaged. And notice if you're putting unnecessary tension into the shoulders. Feel freedom in the shoulder joint. Feel freedom in the elbows and the wrists and the neck. And I encourage you to move into the uncomfortable with this. When we tap those boundaries of our comfort, we start to create transformation, new awarenesses, boundaries expanded. So let your boundaries of comfort be a bit tested here.
Waheguru, 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 Waheguru.
Stay with me, guys. Keep it moving. See if you can feel those subtler aspects coming to the surface as you get beyond the visceral experience of the body. Minute left. You can do it. Stay with me. Pick up that power if you can. Take it beyond force and step into your power. Last 10. And inhale. Good block, big belly, third eye. Suspend and stretch. Keep the posture. Inhale. Root lock, big belly, third eye. Stretch and open the heart. And exhale. Relax. Soften. Feel the heartbeat. Feel a freedom of energy in the body. Blocks have been cleared. Meridians have been stimulated. Hormones have been released. And now it's all coursing through your bloodstream. Experience it just for a few more moments. Alright, blink the eyes open. Let's keep with that momentum. Unlocking the heart. Arms come out to the side. Palms are facing one another. This is my inhale. Exhale brings the hands just about to clap in front of the face. Right, again, think again about stretching energy, contracting energy. Feel that energy in your hands. Feel the energy right around the center of the chest. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. Eyes are at third eye center. Powerful breath of fire as you move. If you are pregnant or on the first 3 days of your period, instead slow it down to a longer, deeper breath. Again, soften the shoulders, feel free in the joints, and move that energy. Really energizing all of the chakras in the high triangle, heart, throat, crown, third eye. Connecting ourselves into the high experience of spirit. Stay with it, guys. Keep moving that energy. Let it get uncomfortable. And then move past the uncomfortable. When we surrender to it, we can transcend it. Last minute. Closing out, last 10 seconds. Stay with me. And inhale. Suspend. Energy in the hands, root lock, big belly, third eye. Keep the posture. Exhale. Inhale. Root lock, big belly, third eye. Stretch open. And exhale. Relax. Again, experiencing the results of the technology. Feeling a resonance of the beat of the heart in alignment, clearing. A vibration of higher order, higher vibrational frequency in the whole of the being. If this all sounds somewhat elusive to you now, just trust that as you continue to practice and tap into your awareness of subtlety, you'll start to know what I'm talking about.
I want to say thank you, thank you. Waheguru. Waheguru. Oh, sweet Father, sweet Mother.
Beautiful. All right. We got 2 more parts to this Kriya set. I'm indulging a little bit in time, so we may run over our normal hour and 15-minute class, but not by much. Okay, elbows tight into the ribs. We're kind of at a 60-degree angle with the bend of the elbow, the forearm lifted up at 60 degrees. This is my inhale. My exhale comes down. And think of the way you move your force downward. Think of it as trying to bounce a ball that's low on air, right? Like you're trying to bounce a basketball that doesn't have a lot of air in it. It's just kind of like there's a lot of work you gotta do to keep it moving. That's how we're gonna move the arms, right? Easy on the up, harder on the down. Eyes at third eye center. It's gonna be shorter time than the last 2. Here we go.
Hare Hare Nam.
This is addressing us at the level of the will, right? Third chakra. Aligning the will with the spirit. Aligning the will with the soul's direction.
Mera Guru Govinda, Mera.
Just This last 30 seconds. And inhale. Root lock, third eye, big belly. Exhale.
Janam janam ke dukh nivare.
Meditate for a moment.
Sukmana sadare.
The work in Kundalini Yoga, in my opinion, as both a Hatha or Vinyasa teacher and a Kundalini teacher, the power of Kriya takes us to a point where we really start to experience energy work. In asana, we are moving energy, but there's so much activity going on that alignment comes from focus. In my opinion, Kundalini Yoga work, the Kriya work, alignment comes from awareness. It brings it to a subtler level of experience. Waheguru. Coming laying down on the back. So last part of our Kriya. Extend your legs out, please. Come laying down on the back. Now, we're going to have the hands pressed very strongly on the navel center as we lay down. The head will be grounded, but the feet will be lifted and we'll be doing a breath of fire, like a modified stretch pose. If you are a person who knows that you have a tender or injured low back, or maybe a weaker abdominal section, feel free to instead take the hands under the low back. Otherwise, taking your left fist and then your right hand on top, gently pressing down onto the navel, head comes down, legs are lifted. And my apologies, not a breath of fire, long deep breathing. Big belly inhale, complete exhale. We're engaged fully in the navel center, inner thighs, quadriceps, hamstrings, squeezing those legs and feet together. Making those legs into one solid, strong leg. So much intention at the navel center here. Move beyond your boundaries of comfort. Last 3 breaths. One last time. Hold, suspend, engage. Root lock, third eye. And exhale, release. Relax. And just enjoy the experience. And maybe if you don't feel an experience, open yourself up to experiencing. Cast a huge net of awareness over your whole body, meeting the energy above the body and around the We're going to lay here and roll right into our Savasana. So please allow your feet and thighs to turn out naturally. Tailbone turns down toward the heels. Palms face up next to the hips and shoulders roll back, down and away. Chin tucks to the chest as we lengthen through the back of the neck. Jaw softens. Tongue relaxes in the mouth. Ears fall back. And allow those eyes to sink back to where they feel most rested. And have an energetic awareness, please, at the crown of your head. Stay laying down, allowing the ground beneath you to support your whole being. At the densest level, it's supporting the physical body, your bones, your tissue, muscles. The subtlest level is supporting the soul on its intended journey. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest, right on time, honey. Rock from side to side, wrapping the forearms around the shins. You're so predictable. And then please roll onto one side into fetal position. While you're down there, take a deep breath in through the nose. Inside, out through the mouth. And use your top hand to press yourself up seated. Cross-leg position. Now, it was just kind of a beautiful coincidence that I happened to choose the Pavana Guru mantra as my mantra of the week. And last night I was planning my class. I always, do my Dharma talk a day before, get some ideas together and what I want the class to look like. And this class is actually also kind of creating an environment of opening to higher alignment to segue into these next, 3 powerful occurrences, which is 1, that's solar eclipse. 2, our winter solstice and that conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. And then this symbolic awakening of Christ consciousness on Christmas Day. So it was just kind of interesting that I chose today destiny to be the topic to guide us into these next few days. And I found the meditation I wanted to do, which is to rewrite destiny in your hands, just happens to make use of the Pavan Guru mantra, which is my mantra of the week. Totally unplanned, but beautifully organized by the universe. So this mantra is a mantra that says it helps us rewrite destiny in our hands, right? So from my perspective, a lot of these one phrase statements sometimes you hear about mantras. This mantra has the power to, raise you above the experience of death or something like that. Now, there's always a deeper meaning behind this. But us Westerners like to shortcut things a lot. And we're like, okay, so this is going to save me from death. Okay, cool. But exploring the deeper subtlety behind some of what these mantras tell us they can open up within us or create within us. Now, this says to rewrite destiny in your hands. Right? Not just by holding this particular mudra can you undo all of the karmic patterns or connect yourself most deeply to the soul, although the hands do have a powerful effect in energy. What the experience in meditation, what the experience in connecting to the sound current of the mantra, what the surrender process is in holding some of these meditations and postures and mantras does is help realign and again reframe and clear the lens of perception that we have become habituated into holding or projecting. And so in a way, this can help us rewrite the destiny in our hands by way of reframing. And as we do this as a regular practice, it starts to transform our lives, change the lens, rewrite the neural pathways. Okay, so there is a lot beyond mystery here if one decides they want to delve further into the experience of what these things tell us they can bring us. Okay? All right, I'm going to shut up now. The mudra we're going to hold. The left hand is front of the heart. Right hand comes across like a little bird. Okay, and the thumbs align. The thumbs are right next to one another. We're crossed at the wrists. Eyes gaze down as if looking right into the hands. Okay, the eyes can be closed about 1/10 of the way, looking right down into the hands in front of the heart. And the mantra we chant, also in the text field, Pavana, 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 Pada-pada, Pavanguru, Pavanguru, Waheguru, Waheguru, Pavanguru. Okay. Now this mantra translates the divine breath from beyond the beyond. Breath is the guru, the experience of divine. So this is teaching us and reminding us that the breath is a foundational element. Air is a foundational element to carry the force of spirit into connecting ourselves to the awareness of the soul. Okay, and then the will can act in alignment with the soul when we're connected to it. Okay, now the instructions I often give about mantra, don't try to capture it, don't try to conquer it. Instead, allow it in, let it resonate, hear the pattern, either mentally chant or verbally chant along with me. Now let's listen to a couple rounds of this mantra. Eyes down at the hands. One more time, listen. Here we go. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Notice the tension and energy in the arms and hands. Is it in balance? Relax as you need to, engage as you need to. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Check in. Have you lost your focus? Stay relaxed and focused. Eyes are down in the hands. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. 4 more rounds. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Pavana, 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 Parapara, Pavan Guru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Pavan Guru. Last time. Bhavana, 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 para, para, bhavanguru, bhavanguru, vaheguru, vaheguru, bhavanguru. Take a deep inhale. Engage the spine, relax, third eye focus. Make every muscle engage. The point of the tailbone rising up to the crown of the head. Keep posture, exhale. One more time. Suspend, relax, engage, and direct all that energy upwards. Stiffen up the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale. Release. Palms face up. Diya The divine breath. From beyond to the beyond. Breath is the guru, the experience of the divine. So if it's true that God does then ride on the breath, then wouldn't it make sense in order to create a deeper, more powerful and connected relationship with that of the divine, that our breath should be long, full, and deep? Right, even the expression of breath of fire, very rhythmic, very cleansing. Think of how one would be infusing the divine into their body by way of that rhythmic cleansing process. Through the breath, we connect to the soul. Through the will, we carry out the soul's intention. And that brings us to our destiny. Hands come to the heart center. Let's close out with one a cappella round of the Longtime Sun. May the Longtime Sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. And then we close out with 3 heartfelt expressions of the sound Satnam, declaring truth is our identity. Let's take a deep breath in to begin. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way along. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Take a full inhale through the nose. Suspend the breath. Root lock, and bring those hands up to third eye. Blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Satnam, namaste. Happy Saturday, happy weekend. Happy beginning to some interesting times we're calling in, and let's prepare ourselves to make the best use of that energy so it doesn't overtake us, right? Well, it can only overtake the mind, right, if you let it. Let me see what we have here. Let's see. Kathleen O'Hara, Paul Davies, will we be doing any inversions? So Paul Davies, Kundalini yoga is a little bit different than a vinyasa flow yoga or a hatha yoga. Oftentimes people do inversions and what we would call asana in flow practice. In Kundalini yoga, although we do inversions sometimes and things like that, the focus is on what's called kriya. And kriya is for the purpose of aligning the self with the higher self. This can be through all sorts of movements, which we call kriya. So no inversions today, but there are days in which we do them, certainly. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Let's see, a couple closing statements, and please feel free, guys, if you have anything you'd like to say or questions to ask, please put them in the chat box. I'd be happy to respond. Great class, says Elizabeth. You're welcome. All the music today was found on Yogi Tunes. You meet me here every Saturday at 12 Pacific, 3 Eastern for Kundalini Yoga. If you'd like to practice with me more often, you can find me on my website, carollooney.com. Go to the Yoga Club Classes section, and you can practice with me live 4 times a week, anytime you want, by video. We have both memberships for monthly access and drop-ins. 3 very powerful drop-ins coming up, whether you are a member or want to join by drop-in. This coming Monday, we're going to be taking advantage of all that energy of the solar eclipse on my Yoga Club classes at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. The following Monday, winter solstice, Jupiter, Saturn, lots of intense energy on winter solstice. Monday, winter solstice, December 21st at 2 p.m. And then that same week on Thursday morning at 7 a.m., we have a special Christmas Eve celebration. We're going to be chanting a lot of beautiful mantras, getting into some high vibration spiritual energy work. So you can really take advantage of that time of Christ consciousness. Because now the time of Christ consciousness is just kind of all the time as we can tap into it. Let's see. Dan says, thank you. You're welcome, Dan. Howard, you're also welcome. Elizabeth, I always feel that I am just getting deeply into the chanting when we are about to wrap up. Maybe I should make classes longer. If you guys want me to make these classes a little bit longer, I'm totally glad to. Maybe tap it into an exact hour and a half. Oh, thumbs up to that. Okay. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll start making them a little bit longer. We could really sink into these mantras. You're welcome. And Brooke says, oh, Elizabeth says hi to you, Brooke. All right, my friends, have a great Saturday. If you'd like to donate to today's class, it's not required, but it's always appreciated. If you feel like you want to extend an energy exchange, you can jump onto PayPal and find me through carollooneyyoga@gmail.com. Also Square Cash and Zelly. And Honey and I are going to go out for a WALK. All right, guys. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Hope to see you Monday for solar eclipse. Ta-ta. Bye-bye. Sat Nam.